Hello, this is TheFabCritic, and welcome to my channel, the place where you can find honest reviews on today's media from an amateur critic. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's hop into today's video. As we all know, summer is here, and for most of us who stuck to our New Year's fitness goals are seeing the hard work pay off. While there are some that waited last minute to unbig their backs, or who simply said, "Eff it, to Exempic we go." It doesn't matter how you did it, what your reason was, we finna look good this summer. Looking good is one thing, but how durable is this new body of yours? How does it drive in unpredictable terrain? Are you strong, fast? Do you have stamina? Those were some of the questions contestants of Physical 100 Season 1 tried to answer. Today, we'll be going over the popular Netflix show Physical 100 Season 1. A quick summary. It is a fitness-based competitive show that premiered in January of 2023 and ended in February of 2023 with a total of 9 episodes. In the show, 100 fit individuals were enlisted to test out who has the best body. For this test, the contestants had to pass a series of challenges and avoid being eliminated. After all the challenges, there will only be one person that will be crowned Mr. or Miss Physical 100 and win 300 million won, equivalent to about $200,000 in USD currency. My thoughts. I typically do not watch fitness competitive shows because I have no interest in them. I don't need fit people or a show to remind me how big my back is. I have watched Wipeout and Gladiator a long time ago, and I only watched them because it was funny watching everyday normal people struggle while completing challenges. So when I heard Physical 100 and saw the photos of ripped people, vein popping, massive muscles, I said, yeah, I'm a pass, assuming it was going to be good, but it actually was. When I watched episode 1, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a reality TV competitive show, where drama and survival meet, drama from their personal lives or from flings that they had with other contestants, seeing their mental breakdowns, sabotaging, and ambulances. Because one thing trash reality TV gonna have is an approved budget and some ambulances. I just did not know what to expect, but episode 1 set the momentum and tone of how the series was going to go. During the reveal of the 100 contestants, everyone was respectful, and from what I got, were genuine fans of each other. There were some that received a couple of chuckles based on what they did, like the flashy YouTuber guy and the thumb wrestler because of their bold entrance, but nonetheless, a room filled with admirers. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know any of the contestants prior to the show, but y'all, I was impressed. Based on their introductions and explanations of what they did, I was like, oh, this show was able to find real athletes. The real deal. Don't get me wrong, everyone could be considered an athlete, but these individuals were or are at the highest level of their sport or field. Right there, I was hooked because that's unheard of. Like I mentioned before, I don't watch fitness reality competitive shows like that. So to me, this concept of using real athletes, some even having Olympian status, is new to me. And I just knew from this was going to be good. I loved everyone's reaction to each contestant that entered, especially Chu Sung-hoon. First off, this man came in well dressed, and I know he knew he came in with that shit on. I was like, who is this fine man? He kind of was given Tony Stark aesthetics. My Marvel fans know what I'm talking about. He looks good for 48. And yes, I googled his age, to see if I had a little chancey chance with that man. Next up was Yoon Sung Bin. He didn't get the same round of applause like Chu Sung Hoon, but his presence did worry a lot of people because everyone was aware of his amazing athleticism, making him a formidable opponent. They were shaking in their boots, more like sneakers. When he came in, he wasn't dressed like Chu Sung Hoon. He had a button-up shirt and nice pants. He quickly went to where his statue was. I'm talking about beeline. Pew! To where his statue was. Almost like he did not like all the attention on him, especially since everyone treated him almost like a god. As a viewer, you could see his awkwardness to that unwanted attention throughout the show. From his entrance appearance, I didn't get to see how attractive he was until the one-on-one death match. I said, Harpo, who is this man? Now hear me out. If they were to do a live action of Mulan, and before you be like, bitch, that's based in China, or there's already one out, Let me land. I just took off. Let me land. Let me land. Two things could be known. Bitch, I know it was based in China and this man ain't Chinese. And two, if there is a Mulan live action out, it probably was ass because most of them are. If it wasn't, let me know. But I mean, like the live action quality of One Piece that was on Netflix. I'm talking about amazing production, costume, acting, and just overall perfect execution. This fine man should play Mulan's husband. Now, I'm gonna need you to go pull up his photo and pull up Mulan's husband photo. And make sure Yoon Song Bin has long hair, not that short dude he had later on in the show. Now close your eyes. I said close them. Just imagine him singing, "Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? You're the saddest bunch I ever met, but you can bet before we're through, Mr. I'll make a man out of you." I'm not sure if it will ever happen because I'm not familiar with the relation China and Korea, South Korea specifically, has with each other. But if it does, just know I want my recognition and you heard it here first, okay? Moving on. After the first episode, the remaining 8 did not fail to impress. They were entertaining and I kept watching. The challenges seemed basic in theory, but seeing the contestants go through it made me happy. I sat my big back ass down. My favorite challenge was carrying the sand to the other side because seeing all those muscular people's knees shaking or how quickly their stamina was depleted made me look at gym rats very differently. Especially the meathead bodybuilding short dude with the wife. Like most people, I saw muscles and just assumed he was finna dominate the competition. I was very disappointed in his performance in some of the challenges. The boat challenge, I thought his team was gonna blow everyone out of the competition. He was confidently showing off his massive legs, so I just expected a stellar performance. During the boat challenge, he looked like he was dying. And to give him the benefit of doubt, the team's method of getting the boat across, I don't think was the smartest, since in the previous episode, we saw how effective and quickly the car dealers team performed with their method. Side note, I don't know the rest of these people's names besides the two that I mentioned earlier, so I will be calling them by their nicknames that they got from the show or the ones I gave them. So if you haven't watched the show, it won't make any sense what I'm saying, but if you did, good, because you know who I'm talking about. And during the meathead bodybuilders performance in the Greek god punishment challenge, you know, where they had to hold up the rock, it was just sad to watch because once again I expected him to dominate this challenge and come out on top. Technically, he was the first to be eliminated. Yes, the female boxer was the actual first, but hers did not count. She barely got off the floor. He had no excuse. Well, I guess he did. His neck was short. That man chose to be in a challenge where a neck was required, and that's why he lost. In addition to poor body condition. I bet after the show, he changed his whole workout routine. Let's talk about the things that shocked me. The car dealer making it as far as he did. I didn't expect that. I also did not like how they try to paint him as a thug or a goon, people acting scared, etc. Basically profiling him, only for him to surpass most of them. It's until later on in the show that we hear he has won a prestigious title. Yes, he may actually sell cars, but don't play with that man like that. They def could have mentioned that achievement earlier in the show. Second, when Chu Song Hyun and Yoon Song Bin weren't in the remaining episodes after losing their challenge. I think it was part of their contract, but it still would have been nice to see them. I was like, damn, they just pieced out. Then again, I also think their loss was on purpose. I def saw Yoon Song Bin winning this whole thing. And he probably could have, but I could see the whole cheating or rigged allegations being thrown. He probably lost to avoid that storm. Third, there was a black dude. and he made it far too. And I know you're probably like, what? Yes, it's always amazing when I see black people in certain spaces that I just did not expect them to be in. So to see Miracle, one, I don't know if there was other black people, but he was the main black person that I saw. For him to make it as far as he did as well, that was impressive, because usually black people, we the first to go. Horror movies, shows, we first to go. So the fact that he made it that far was impressive as well. Lastly, the gym owner slash snowboarder winning. I honestly thought the dude with the strong legs was going to win. And can we appreciate those beautiful legs of his? I was in love. Speaking of love, I had a crush on Coach Kim, who is the coach of Yoon Sung Bin. Don't get me wrong, everyone looked good and were teddy. Yes, I'm biased. Coach had the best tattoos, and he was the best looking one, and he looked scrumptious when he was holding up that big old rock with his fine ass. I secretly thanked God for this man. Despite being a success, the show had a few controversies that followed. One, the stunt woman being called out for bullying. Two contestants facing assault allegations with their significant others. Three, the gym owner slash snowboarder didn't win fair and square, and the beautiful leg man was supposed to win. Since I watched the show recently, a year from when it premiered, I did not get to experience or see the responses to these controversies firsthand, which I'm kind of bummed, because I would have loved to see the investigative work that ensued to try to uncover the contestants with the alleged assault charges. And on top of this, there were stories about unsafe facilities, injuries, staff being ill prepared, just a hot mess. Which was very surprising to say the least, because visually the show looked good. So to hear all these stories just made me look at the show differently, especially those accused of physical assault. They need to be exposed, just like old girl was for bullying. Got us rooting for trash people. Yuck. The show, despite its flaws, was still great to watch. Season 2 is out. I barely got through the first episode as the contestant reveal was underwhelming. There were a couple I was impressed with based on their achievements, but the others felt like randoms that just got off the street. And you know I'm not lying, because there were at least 10 cops. 10 cops participating. Like, aren't you supposed to be protecting civilians right now? Well, then again, they do have to redeem their occupation, as the first cop from season 1 made them look like jokes. And it was just bad. Yikes. That is it for this video. Be sure to comment below your thoughts on the show, and if I should watch season 2. Give this video a like and subscribe to my channel to see what else I'm currently into. And with that, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.